Okay, welcome back to my YouTube channel. My name is Yasser Ahmed. We're going to be looking at the ICT IGCSE Chapter 2 today, Input and Output Devices. So we're going to be looking at what input devices are, what output devices are, and their uses. So 2.1, we're going to be focusing on input devices and their uses. So input devices allow data to be inputted into a computer system. So examples of input devices are a keyboard. Maybe you want to write text into a word processor. Mouse to control a cursor, the pointer on the screen. Joystick, perhaps you're playing a computer game and you want to control a computer character. A microphone to record audio into a computer system. So the information will be processed and then the information may be outputted either onto speakers if it's audio, printed, outputted onto a screen, monitor, or projected as well. So let's look at some input devices in a little bit more detail. So we have a keyboard. A keyboard is a typical input device which you may find on a desktop computer, on a laptop, built into the laptop, used to input data into applications. So for example, typing commands into a CLI interface, typing letters into a Word document, for example a letter. So with a keyboard, it's easy and familiar to use. It's quite quick to enter text into a word processing application. Disadvantage is a slower method compared to direct data entry, which will be focused on 2.2. A numeric keypad can be used at the ATM, at the point of sale, terminals, chip and pin, mobile phones to enter numeric values. So for example, chip and pin, you may be requested to or prompted to enter your 4-digit pin. So it's straightforward to use because you don't have many options to select. Keys can be too small perhaps to select numbers, and could be difficult to type letters. So older mobile phones, you would have to click on a number of times to click on a particular letter or to input a particular letter. So here we have 3 different pointing devices which could be used to control a cursor or pointer on the screen. So we have the mouse, a touchpad which is found on a laptop, and a trackball. Okay, with the mouse, it's easy to navigate through menu options, it's familiar to use, it's quicker to select an option compared to using a cursor on the keyboard. The disadvantage of using a mouse to select windows, icons, menus, and to position a pointer is that it could be easily damaged. The cable could get trapped or could get damaged, and also it requires a flat surface. Now a touchpad is used on laptops as a pointing device. It's part of the keyboard, so no extra device needs to be purchased. However, it's more difficult to use compared to a normal mouse because less people will be familiar using a touchpad compared to using a mouse. So the trackball is also a pointing device. It's used by those who have limited motility in the wrists. It's easier to use compared to a mouse because you're not having to move the trackball. You're simply using your fingers to control the ball at the top of the trackball to move the cursor on the screen. So it's more accurate positioning of the pointer. Okay, so the disadvantage of the mouse or the trackball is it tends to be more expensive and is not familiar to a typical user. Okay, the remote control, again, that's another type of input device used to control TV channels, menu options on multimedia systems or industrial applications. So the main advantage of the remote control, it can be used from a distance. However, the signal could be blocked by obstacles. So it could be used to change TV channels, for example. The joystick and the driving wheel could be used when playing computer games to either control a character or a car in a racing simulator. So the joystick and the driving wheel may be easier to use compared to using a keyboard or a mouse. It could be more accurate to use as well. The joystick, because less people are familiar with using a joystick, it may be more difficult to use. There's going to be more options on a joystick as well, more buttons, so it may be more difficult to use compared to a mouse. The driving wheel may be more expensive and perhaps movement could be too sensitive. Okay, so the touchscreen is used on mobile phones, tablets to select options, maybe on point of sales, interactive whiteboards. So it's very easy, just use your fingers, hands to select options. Options disadvantage is, especially on a mobile phone, options could be selected accidentally. So for example, if your phone is not locked, accidentally you may call somebody. If the screen gets damaged or dirty, then it may be difficult to select options. Scanners is used to scanning documents or photographs. Copies can be created. The quality is dependent on the resolution settings. The disadvantage of the scanner is if you're scanning a certificate or a document, it will only be scanned in a PDF or picture format. You will not be able to edit the data. Digital cameras is used to take photographs or small video clips. Data can be transferred to computers. Higher resolution images can be stored on the memory cards. There's no need to develop a film. The disadvantage is it could be perhaps difficult to transfer and store images onto a computer system. Okay, video cameras used to record video footage, can record in high definition. Footage can be edited on a computer system. High definition movie could take up a lot of storage. The cost of the camera could be quite expensive as well. The microphone is used to input sound into a computer system. It could be used in a video conference. It could be also used in a voice recognition applications. So voice can be added to presentations. Recorded audio can be typed directly into a word processor or applications. So some people prefer when they're typing reports to speak into the microphone and the letters automatically type into the word processor. Voice recognition is not as accurate as typing text into a computer system. Also, we have a graphics tablet, so used with a stylus to draw freehand drawings which can be stored on a computer. So it's a very accurate method of drawing compared to a pointer device. It may take longer to produce drawings and the cost of a tablet may be quite expensive. Okay, so we've got webcams. Again, it may be used in a video conference, used by those who want to have a web conference. Skype call, for example, allows for face-to-face chat. You can contact people without the need to traveling. Disadvantaged quality would be dependent on the internet connection. So if you have a poor connection, then this could affect the quality of the connection. And light pens are used in CAD applications for drawing on screen. More accurate than touchscreens, maybe smaller in size. Only used with CRT monitors, and actually it's a dated technology, so it's not really used as often.